The Rivers State government has observed with dismay the indecent and reckless politicization of the fight to check the spread of coronavirus by agents of the federal government, especially as it relates to Rivers State. The case in point is the promotion and sponsorship of a misleading narrative on the arrest of 2 pilots and 10 passengers of Govt helicopters by the Minister of Aviation. This unnecessary media campaign has led to the publication of sponsored editorials in This Day, The Guardian, and countless articles on different online and traditional media. Sadly, the media campaign of calumny against the Rivers State government has been premised on falsehood, aimed at endangering the lives of over 6 million Rivers people, including all of you that are here. Contrary to the view being peddled by the Minister of Aviation, Alhaji Hadi Sirika, the 2 pilots of Govt helicopters and their 10 passengers were not arrested because they operated a permit granted them by the Ministry of Aviation. They were arrested because they constantly contravened the executive order issued by the Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Wike, which requires that everyone coming into the state for essential duties subject themselves to mandatory health checks to ascertain their coronavirus status. Before their arrest, the Rivers State government issued several warnings to Govt and other operators to ensure that their pilots and passengers are tested by Rivers State health authorities. Govt helicopters disregarded the warnings. At the last count, Govt helicopters ferried over 220 passengers into the state without allowing health professionals of the Rivers State government ascertain their coronavirus status. They also refused to avail the state government their contacts so they can be traced and tested. The Rivers State government, under the leadership of His Excellency Wike, remains committed to the protection of the lives of over 6 million citizens of the state. We are not struggling to issue landing permits to airlines. Neither are we contending for the control of the airspace. Therefore, the issue ground has nothing to do with the exclusive list. The focus of the Rivers State government is to ensure that nobody, under the guise of transporting workers on essential services, ferry in persons who will compromise our health system. Therefore, these pilots and passengers must be subjected to health checks before they carry out their responsibilities. That is standard practice. The federal government, as we speak, has quarantined Chinese doctors who are in the country on invitation of operators of exclusive list. These Chinese doctors will be isolated for 14 days as a precaution before they mix with Nigerians. If the federal government has done that in Abuja for Chinese officials that they invited, why do they insist that persons coming into Rivers State must enter the state without health check? What are they hiding? What is the objective of these persons promoting unhindered access into Rivers State for persons from a coronavirus impacted state? From all indications, it is clear that there's a plot to compromise the health of Rivers people. Otherwise, what is the motive for the grandstanding and the sponsorship of false editorials to mislead Nigerians by agents of the federal government? The Rivers State government urges the federal government to direct all their business associates to subject themselves to health checks to ascertain their coronavirus status. On this premise, the Rivers State government is not prepared to compromise. The safety of Rivers people is beyond any other consideration. Therefore, no amount of yellow journalism would diminish the leading role Governor Wike has provided the entire country since the outbreak of coronavirus. Governor Wike, through the various prevention strategies he had initiated, has demonstrated to the entire world that is prepared for leadership. The truth is that in time of crisis like this, that the whole world is facing now, in this time you know genuine leaders. I'd like to conclude by saying that the Rivers State government respects the rule of law and has acted within the ambit of the law.